This is what we're going to take a look at. A bunch of different teams running shovel option. First thing we're going to look at Penn State. They did it quite a bit, and this is the most interesting look that I really saw. They're in a bunch right here, so you see you actually have two tight ends, and they're running counter option. A lot of times they're running power. All the other clips we have from Penn State and other teams, they're running power up front, but right here on this one against Purdue, they're actually running counter. So they're pulling the kick here, going to double that to the backside, block back, gap hinge with the backside, and the shovel option is to here. And then you also got a pitch option right here. So reading this outside linebacker that's walked down right here on the tackle, as you see, as the ball is snapped, this end squeezes. So the quarterback's first read is this end. If he squeezes, great. I'm going to flip this ball out here to the back, and now they're going to be rolling here in space. So this is a great look. Of course, if this end widened, so maybe he sees that back get wide, he widens out with it, they'll kick, and they'll lead in here and shovel it down to the widest guy in the bunch. So I thought this was a really interesting look. We're on a shovel option. This time the end squeezes, and they're running counter up front. So they flip it out on the edge, and you can see if he would have widened and taken away that back, now they flip it right there to one of the better players in the country and going vertical with the shovel. But instead get the ball in space, and they roll right there. Explosive play here for Penn State against Purdue. Now we're going to see really a look where everything that we see from here on out is just going to be power up front. So again, power, they're blocking the inside gap. Backside guards pulling for the front side linebacker, and they've got somebody that ends up going to the shovel. And right here on this one, it's really just power read. So here, power read, this end widens and he gives ground because you got a guy arcing here because they're in this A set. And they're in empty, so here's the back coming across. And he widens, he arcs out, he blocks in, and this end widens. So right here, as you see it, ball snapped, he widens. Great. Quarterback's just going to pull it, flip it down underneath. Again, to one of the better players in the country. Did a great job of getting Tyler Warren the ball. A lot of different ways going vertical. So this is an interesting way, especially if you feel like the quarterback that you have really doesn't need to get hit, or maybe is not as good of a runner. Maybe you can do the option right here. It's the same thing as power read, just flips it down to that tight end who's working. Now he's going vertical with a bigger body. Another really interesting look here from Penn State. Same thing, just different alignment here from the back. This time backs to the front side. Still reading this defensive end. Forefront here from Washington. And they do a great job. Great double team working that to the backside. He's pulling around for the front side linebacker. And right on this one, you can see this end. Initial read for the quarterback. He squeezes pretty hard right here. So Drew Aller just flips it out there to the back. Again, he's not going to make the play. Just like the speed option that we looked at in the last video. If we can get on the edge, it's what we want to do. So right there, they get on the edge. They do a great job blocking here. They got two receivers. They actually switch it. So outside receiver comes here and pins. Inside receiver goes outside to the corner. We're an outside shoulder. And of course, we're stretching it right there. Easy first down there for Penn State against Washington with that defensive end squeeze. Exact same look. Same game here against Washington. This time, they actually read. It looks to me like they read this outside linebacker. He tries to pin. He goes out wide. And they do get a little bit lucky right here. This end squeezes. Really nobody left for him, and that pulling guard doesn't take him either. Looks like this end falls down for whatever reason. Maybe one of those Three Stooges type things. But right there, Aller sees that, hey, I don't really like this, but I really think it probably should have got to him. If he gets a piece of him, we're going to be out there on the edge either way. But here, Aller decides, hey, I've got somebody out there in the C gap that's getting wide, so I'm going to flip it down underneath. And Tyler Warren, being the ball player, slows down, lets that D end run by, and that pulling guard does a really good job just basically cleaning everything up. He's able to keep his feet here, so really athletic play, not just falling down, and then just clean up whatever shows up. It really takes three guys, helps Tyler Warren out, and allows him to kind of get the edge here just based on being a big body. But right there, interesting look. Same look that we saw where they flipped it on the edge. Now they're flipping it down on the shovel to Tyler Warren. Last three clips we're going to see is really the same concept. You're running power here, you're running power over here to the right. Somebody's going to go to the flats, and then somebody's going to get to the shovel right there underneath. Again, starting to read the end. If he widens right there with the guy going to the flats, now I'm going to work that shovel. And we've got it from a lot of different teams right here. UCLA, this is a really interesting look here from UCLA. Again, they motion a guy in 2x2. He goes to the flats. Initial read is this outside linebacker. If he drops, we're going to go to the shovel option and read this defensive end. So really, it's just a triple option here on this. And once that outside linebacker just drops to it, hey, this is dead. I don't really want to throw that. The numbers aren't great. Now I'm going to work this shovel option. And he flips it underneath. And they walk in right for a touchdown. But from this angle, you can really see it again. You got a wide end. You got outside linebacker. Outside linebacker drops in, gets upfield. And they're running power here up front. And again, it's really easy to see. You're going to get a double team here to the backside, or whoever shows up, block back, pull the lead on whoever. Looks like maybe a safety or somebody, gap hinge to the backside. I really like this interesting look. Just kind of a token fake as he works back to be the shovel guy. So kind of an interesting look. If you feel like that defensive end, once they see that guy not get the football, is going to get upfield and right there just shovel it down underneath. Easy walking touchdown for UCLA against pretty good defense. Exact same concept here from Colorado. This time go to the flats here from split back. And there's your shovel guy. Again, running power, working that double team, working back. Pulling for whatever shows up. Gap hinge to the back side. And around this one again, you can see Dean's the initial read. He's getting wide. So they just underhand toss it right here. Shadur does. Underhand toss, easy walking touchdown. And there's your puller from the back side leading up to whatever shows up. And of course, you see everybody is flying out wide, trying to take that running back. I'd probably have him, instead of going vertical, like right here, whenever you see it, he goes vertical for a couple steps. I'd say, hey, we got to have a race to that front pylon to stretch this a little bit faster. But right there, still able to stretch it, dump back underneath to the offset back here that's working that shovel. No look here, same play. This time it's South Carolina. They motion their guy in from 3-by-1. He runs an arrow, coming from the backside with a shovel. Again, A-gap players here where they're able to double that to the backside, block back, pull for the front side. It's a huge gap. You want to really try to run at that open gap if you can. And right here, that's what they do. And whenever that tight end starts stretching it, if these guys would have squeezed with that power, he's just going to flip it out there to him. Of course, if one takes him and one squeezes, the quarterback's got the option to run right here. And right on this one, both of them get wide, so one goes to the flats. One guy's kind of playing the quarterback. So they just flip it down underneath. And, of course, that pulling guard cleans up that front side linebacker, kicks him out. Explosive play gets down in the red zone there for South Carolina. No look here. This time, Notre Dame against Ohio State National Championship game. Motioning a guy in here from 3-by-1 going out. And they're actually running a bit of a snag look right here with the guy going to the flat. So really this is the old school sprint out snag that a lot of teams run on the goal line. But then there's also a shovel option part of it where you're reading this defensive end. If he doesn't give you the edge where you can get out there and run the sprint out, you can shovel it back down right here. Ohio State does bring the blitz, all right, which is a great thing to do right here when you think somebody's going to try to sprint out to that side, overload, make it happen quicker. And right here on this one, Jack Sawyer does squeeze a little bit, but then right there, whenever he shovels it, this puller actually just slips him and keeps going to the next guy. One of those, if Sawyer would have just kept squeezing, try the wrong shoulder, and just play this, I think they can stop it. But right here on this one, starts getting upfield a little bit, trying to make a play. And right there, they increase the defense. Everybody gotten out of their gaps and run horizontally. And then they just hit it vertically right there running power. So good look right here. And, of course, this is a two-point conversion in the national championship. And pretty well executed. I mean, not everything's perfect, and when they bring that blitz, it does kind of throw this off, make this happen a little bit quicker than you like, because I really don't think this is an option out here if they take care of the box like they should with that blitz. I think this play is dead, but right there, Notre Dame flips it down underneath, doing nothing to lose, slip it down to them, see what happens, and they found a way to crease the defense, get into the end zone for a two-point conversion. Really appreciate you guys watching. Shovel option is a pretty interesting play, something that a lot of teams I think can put in. And if you like this video and you're still here with us, click right here. That's what YouTube thinks you like. And we'll see you guys again in the next video.